Hey guys, and welcome to race 3 of Battle of the Champions. Here we are in Silverstone, starting third on the grid. We've moved over to a Ferrari for this race. We've got 4 lights, 5 lights, and they're out very quickly. We get a reasonable start, a poor first start, but we get a good second phase, and we're already around the outside of Callum. We move to the outside around the racing line, try and hook it around the outside. We don't quite have enough downforce to do that. He moves to defend into the new complex section, or newish complex section. We squeeze him into the apex and hook it around the outside. Very nice move there. We run slightly wide, and that's going to push us wide. That's going to give us a poor run all down into Brooklands, and but we seem to have enough straight line speed, and we've used half our curves as well. But Callum's still just behind us. Worms is, we've got to make sure he doesn't streak out into the lead. He's only 4 tenths ahead, so we've got to stick with him. We've run wide through Luffield, given Callum on car's width if he can get his nose in there, but he can't quite. And we're just about maintaining the position. We've put it into rich mix, saved our curves, and trying to maintain into Cops, because it's not a corner you really want to go side by side to. We flick it in with a slightly heavy car, run off the track. We get auto brake there. We have to go defensive, and then going into Maggots and Beckett's with side by side, and we just slice across Callum there, just to say, no way sunshine, you're not coming through here. We hook up Chapel reasonably nicely, and now in the slipstream of Worms, who has had a relatively slow car in a straight line historically, and he seems to have it relatively again. We've got a nice short gearbox, so we've got good acceleration. We try and hook it around the outside of Stowe, but that was never going to happen, and we both don't keep it on the track there, so we look like we're going to try to outbrake him around the outside, which we do. We could go for the switchback, and we're going to try and do it again here, which we do very nicely, but we don't have enough traction. Callum's right behind us now if we start battling. Right in the slipstream, we're going to use some curves to try and get up the inside, to try and get this position before a straight. We slightly cut the corner there, but we're still side by side into this heavy braking zone of turn 3, and he turns in and we turn in. It's completely side by side, absolutely wheel to wheel. No one's running each other out of room. Good respect there, and Callum's got the undercut out of nowhere, got the switchback and gone straight up the inside. We use our curves because we don't want to throw this position away, and we're now going to go 3 wide down this first straight. We've used all of our curves. We've used rich mix, and we dive it down the inside, hook up the apex. We try and squeeze Callum out, but he's too far alongside us. When we run wide through Luffield, taking a little bit too much apex speed, we don't have any curves left, so we've got to look out for that. Then we squeeze Worms right over to the inside. Unfortunately, he keeps his boot in it, and that means he's going to have the inside line to Cops, so we're going to have to back out of this as we do, and that's allowed them to pull 2 laps later, and they're still battling, and it's Callum's trying to go around the outside of Stowe. It looks like he's just about managed it. A bit of wheel banging ahead. We need to try and capitalise on this if we can. Now braking into the chicane, we get a very nice line for the first part, and we do it the same again for the second part. We've up the inside of Worms. We just squeeze him out wide there. Very nice. Fantastic move there, or very satisfying at least. Just pouncing on some mistakes there, and Callum got me a bit excited there by lagging wide. I thought we were going to get the lead. Unfortunately, he's there, and he defends at the inside, and he's squeezing us right over to the outside. We're still on the track, so we keep our boot in it. We're not going to make the same mistake for him, and we push him clean off the road. So that's how you do that one. And now we've got DRS, but so does Worms behind, so we flick it right over to the inside, just to make our intentions very clear. It's going to be battle on the brakes, and it looks like we won that one. Is he going to go for the switchback? Of course he is, because that's his party piece. We run slightly wide through Luffield. That's going to compromise our exit again into Cops. We're going to go side by side into Cops again. We squeeze him over to the inside. He's slightly more reluctant this time, but it looks like he's pretty much clear ahead already. He's just got better drive, maybe used to some curves. We're going to save that for later on in the lap. He runs wide, but somehow doesn't get auto brake, so we can't capitalise on that mistake. But now we're going to go into Maggots and Beckett's. Try and watch the track limits through here, and we've got a very nice line. We've got 3/4 of our curves, and we've got a faster car in a straight line. This should be very close at the end of the straight. We've got DRS, he's defended clean to the inside. We have a look up the inside, can't do anything about it. Try and hook it around the outside, but leave him slightly too much room. That's going to push us wide. He doesn't run us out of road, fair enough to him. Side by side, we're going to have the inside line into the chicane. That surely move done for the moment. Looks like it, and it looks like he's just hit the back of us there. I think that must have been a lag tap or something. It's absolutely spun him out. Moving on to the last lap now, we're right up behind Callum again. We've closed right in on him. We're going to duck down the inside. He squeezes us right up to the pit wall, and we've got sort of get a bit confused. Just a simple mistake from us there. We turn in slightly too early and clip the wall, and that's allowed Worms through again. And they're battling ahead, going to oh dear, we've cut that corner, and they're still battling ahead. We've got a fantastic run through this high-speed section again, and Worms, it looks like he's not covering the inside line for some reason, so we're going to take that. We just dive it down the inside, DRS active, but again, our slightly short gearbox, it means we don't have too much top-end speed, but it does mean we have the acceleration down the straight. Looks like we're going to have to try and defend this position. It looks like second's all we're going to get from this race, although Callum runs slightly wide ahead, but we don't have quite enough traction anymore to do anything with it. In fact, Worms is very close behind us, and we crossed the line in a very respectable second. Could have been first, but for that contact with Worms on the penultimate lap. But there are the drivers' standings. Worms still leading the way with 65 points. Callum having closed the gap to 7, just one sort of the difference between first and second behind now, and I'm trailing 14 points behind with 51. So I very much hope you've enjoyed this. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you very shortly for race 4.